All right, gang, here we go. Buddy of mine brought me a trailerized diesel fuel tank, 500 gallon, had a leak issue on it. We didn't know where it was coming from. And he does welding, my buddy does. It was one for his customer. He didn't know exactly where, and he didn't have the time to fiddle with it. And he knew, hey, Mo's got plenty of patience. But
use what talents you possess.
this little video
the woods would be very
covers
silent
what I did
if
with
no
that.
bird
And,
sang there, except
hang
those
around.
who sang best.
Cue the gratuitous intro. All right, gang, here we are back in the shop. Been a minute. Been busy. Had different things going on. Whatever, got to try to get this YouTube game going back and try to start turning out some content. I don't know. Anyway, I got a diesel tank. It's an agricultural tank. They say it's like 500 gallon. It's 40 inches tall, about 5 feet long, and somewhere around 3 feet wide. A couple baffles in it. They said it had some suspect leaks on it, and then the trailer had some knickknacks. The jack was bad and undersized, and the trailer lights were damaged, and something else. Oh, of course, didn't have a fuel filler cap on it. So it got a little water in it. I did the cleanup on it. Used some vinegar, Dawn dishwashing liquid, water, sloshed it around, drained it out, done the whole 9 yards, and I've already put the tail light brackets. The tail lights were just beat off of it from backing into whatever they backed into. I put some brackets, some little shrouds, to try to keep that from happening again, and I put a better jack on there, and they wanted a basket mounted on the front end. I made the mount for a new basket and formed up a basket, fabbed up the basket, welded it off to put it on. Anyway, now I'm trying to tend to the leak. I'll turn you guys around and show you the zones that I got that I think are suspect for leaks, and probably try to cover a little bit of the welding process. Anyway, stay tuned. All right, here's the tank overview of the tank. This is the back side of it. Somewhere along the line, somebody has taken it loose from the frame. I started doing some repair welds in this corner here, and I got a spot right in there that's gonna need to be tended to. But the thing is, there's fuel residue and algae and everything's in between this sheet and the lower sheet. Require gouging that seam out and re-welding it back. And then there were some problems up in here. I don't know if you can see it with the light. Up in here that I got to redo. All this was from the factory. gouge that out, and then try to put a clean pass in there the best I can. I know there's a bunch of armchair commandos, welders, professionals that are gonna beat me up over my process, but without removing the tank and doing a major surgery on it, this is what we end up with. Moving around front, there's the jack I put on there. It's a hand crank. The other one was that little guy that's on top of the table there that swiveled and it was broken. This is my drain that I use to drain the fuel out. These 3 pedestals here are for the basket to go back on. I may end up doing an R&R on the bottom weld there. I don't know yet. Had to put some soap on it and see how it goes. Instead of a 5-gallon bucket of whatever, they can eventually roll a new hose and put in here, mounted a jack, run new trailer wires, put a strain relief on it, and that's it. Then touched up everything that I burnt with black paint. That's it. Quick little rundown of what I did on the fuel trailer. I'm going handheld right here. My fancy DJI tripod don't hold my phone with a case. I didn't feel like setting up a camera to do a close for this little video. It probably ain't gonna be viewed by about 12 people. So, anyway, that's the fuel tank. It's tough. I don't recommend. There's better ways to clean it. I don't have a steam Jenny. I did use vinegar and Dawn inside of it and swashed it around and washed it out with a water hose. And then drained it and then wiped it down with a rag. I tilted it up with the new jack I installed and swabbed out everything I could and welded and welded and ground and welded some more. And then I used an airbrush regulator because my line regulators, they don't go down that far. They just go to, I don't know, the last number I think is 20 pounds or something. Anyway, so I necked that one down and then put the little airbrush regulator in there and let it down to, it only goes down to the last number you can reach, 10. So I turned it down to where it was like 1 notch. Anyway, we put pressure on it and we boinked the sides, but it did relax and go back. So, and we soaked it with Dawn and water and no bubbles on the areas that I welded. So my customer was satisfied with the leak check. We went overboard with all the bits and bobs to trim pieces, but I hate busted tail lights. I hate not having a strain relief on trailer wires. I saw another guy do like a sacrificial plate mount for the jacks. That's a good idea because the user is going to drag them off over terraces or going in and out of ditches or what. I don't know what they do, but they drag the jacks off, and then so you got to replace them, and then you get into the parent material on it. So I put a sacrificial plate on there and mounted the basket, and I knowed it was going to be in the way, so I put a little 3-point attachment on there with some bolt so they can unbolt it and take it off whenever they fill it up with garbage or whatever, or it gets damaged. I mean, because this tank's been in the woods for, the person that brought it to me said it was sitting in the trees with no cap on it, getting filled up with water, but it didn't have full of water. I drained about 2 gallons of water out of it and about 30 gallons of contaminated diesel fuel. So anyway, had to dispose of that. That's a pain in the hiney. But that's it.
feel free to make all the negative comments you want or the positive comments you want in the comment block. I appreciate that, good and bad. But like I said, I'm in a shop you're never going to visit. And that's it. So, like, share, subscribe, comment. This is Mo, damn it. Tire Creek Ironworks out.